Quick video on how to remove a clutch fan on an E46 BMW. This car is a 2003 325 Xi. Here's a picture of the back of the clutch fan. Big 32 millimeter threaded nut that threads on the front of the water pump pulley here. To complete the task, you need these two special tools. Long reach 32 millimeter wrench. It's fairly thin, and this holding tool that slips over the bolts on the water pump pulley. There are BMW versions of this tool, and there are aftermarket versions by Schwab and SIR tools that I'm aware of. So you can find them online fairly easily. They're about $20 or $30 for each tool, depending on which brand you buy. Now on to the task. I've already pulled the fan off just to make it easier to see what has to happen with this tool. And I'll slip it back on to show you how we get it off. But essentially, you take this holding tool, you have to slip it so it slips over at least two of the bolts that are on the water pump pulley. And then you take your 32 millimeter wrench, and if you're removing the fan, it's a reverse thread. So you're going to turn it clockwise to remove the thread, and counterclockwise to install it again. So I'll put the fan back on just to show you. You do not need to remove the upper radiator hose to do the job, although some folks I've seen online recommend doing that. So I have the fan and fan shroud back on, and I'll show you how to remove the fan with everything still in place. First thing you want to do is take the holding tool, and as I showed you earlier when everything was off, just slip it over two of the bolts. You might have to sort of push it into the upper radiator hose to get it to sit squarely, and then slip the 32 millimeter wrench over the nut. And as I mentioned, it's a reverse thread, so I need to turn it clockwise to remove the thread. That's pretty much it. Just a word of caution: if you have the original water pump pulley on your car, it's made out of plastic, so if you don't have a good square hold on these bolts and you end up twisting the pulley at all, it'll likely snap on you. I've replaced my pulley already with a metal pulley, so I won't have that problem again. The nut may be a little tight when you first try to get it off, so once you have a good hold on it with the holding tool, just give it one good crack or pull to try and loosen it. And once it's loosened, it'll take you probably 20 or 30 quarter turns to get the fan off. And once the fan is off, you'll pull it out together with the shroud. And to remove the shroud, there is a Torx fastener that's up in the top passenger side. It's not focused very well. There's a Torx fastener up in here, and another fastener here. You remove those, and the fan shroud and fan will pull out as one assembly.